Ancient Greece. Chariot race of Pelops and Oinomaos. The chariot race depicts Zeus in the middle, Pelops, Myrtilus on the right, and Oinomaos and Hippodamia on the left. This race was memorialized with a sculpture which was set on the west side of the temple of Zeus at Olympia. This sculpture is all made out of marble. It is 87 feet wide and made in 470 BC through 457 BC during the early classical period. The technique used was in the round, which consists of casting, carving, and assembling, resulting in a 3D effect where the sculpture can be seen by walking all the way around it. The statues are a little over life-sized, which could have been to symbolize their power or great significance. Marble was very expensive during this time, so for them to commemorate this race was very important. Marble was so expensive it started the Peloponnesian War. In ancient Greece, marble was very abundant in the caves and came in varieties of white marble and colored. The story of Pelops goes that he was the grandson of Zeus and the son of Tantalus. Tantalus was a Greek king who had so much pride and felt as though he could fool the gods. He invited them over for stew, and his plan was to steal their special food. The stew consisted of human flesh, and soon Tantalus killed his son Pelops and served him to the gods. But they caught on to what was happening and did not eat the stew, except for Demeter, who accidentally ate a piece of Pelops' shoulder. Zeus then killed Tantalus and revived Pelops. Demeter then gave Pelops an ivory shoulder. The gods had invited Pelops to stay with them at their home, Mount Olympus. There he became so handsome that Poseidon fell in love with him and gifted him a magic chariot. Pelops then decided to go back to Earth in Elis, Greece, and was able to keep his chariot. In Elis, King Oinomaos also had a magical chariot gifted to him by his father Ares. He had a beautiful daughter, Hippodamia, who he wished to never get married because he wanted her to be with him forever. Now, every time someone wanted to marry Hippodamia, they had to do a chariot race against the king. With the help of the magical chariot from Ares, the king always won. Afterwards, Oinomaos would behead the opponent and hang their head to the door. Pelops and Hippodamia fell in love, and Pelops asked for her hand. A chariot race was set between the king and Pelops. Hippodamia was so in love with Pelops that she asked her father's charioteer, Myrtilus, to remove the linchpins or replace them with wax linchpins so that they would melt by the heat of the turning wheels. Oinomaos died during the race by an awful crash and was dragged by his horses. Pelops got to marry Hippodamia and got the kingdom as well. Pelops called the people of his kingdom Peloponnese, and they are still called that to this day. Pelops promised the charioteer something in return, but it is not known what he promised him. But we do know he did not give him anything. Pelops took Myrtilus out for a ride along the sea and threw him over, so Myrtilus cursed the new king and his whole family.